So today, oh, that's really bright. I wanted to do another more or less uncut life update to let my friends and family that actually kind of care know what's going on in my life. And today I'm going to do it while applying to various internships, because that's a part of the life update. I need to get an internship and I want to die thinking about it, like actually die thinking about it. That's a little dramatic, just a smidge. But I think at this point, when I did this last update, I'd had the same position. But I have a full-time job as an assistant manager at Shaw's. And the issue with that is I love the job, I love the people, I love the position. As much as I complain about it, I could not have such a better position for myself, and I'm so grateful every day I go to work, even when I complain. But having a full-time job in retail and then having an internship makes it a little difficult. So I've been on my application grind since last night, and I've been working on putting in applications. Hopefully I can find something hybrid or something that doesn't require too much in-person time, or I don't have to work on the weekends. That would be a godsend. But with museums and such, because that's basically what I've been applying to right now, weekends are kind of like almost necessary, but in retail, weekends are also very necessary. So I'm trying to figure that out. I'm also trying to figure out if I want paid or unpaid. Life goes on. Let's see, it's a new semester, spring of junior year. I'm in 6 classes, one's hybrid, kind of, and then I have 4 plus the hybrid one on one day, and then the other day I had one class. Today I had that one class, which was methods, inquiry, and humanities, or something like that. I'm not going to take you through my whole schedule. Just know that it's a pretty even split between my major and my minor. Pretty much all done with all of my gen eds, which is lovely. My camera keeps going out of focus on my face, so I'm sorry if that's annoying, because I did just notice that. But right now I'm working on a cover letter and working on an application for a art museum. I've been looking at a lot of museums within my area and then within the city, because, you know, the city is very historical, obviously, and then also the city is the city, so it has a lot of opportunities for internships. So I've put in a few applications, sent out a few emails. I'm working on doing more. That's what I'm doing right now, and I'm just kind of working on shipping a lot of these things away. Right now it's, I don't know if my camera will pick it up, but I will definitely try to show you guys that right now it is, come on camera, 6:08. You can kind of see that. Oh, there we go, we're focusing more. And there's this lovely picture of me and my brother and my sister when my father came home from deployment. Just had to highlight that. With my school schedule, work has sucked, schedule wise, because I can't really go until 3:30 most days, and then that means I'm closing a lot, which is not that bad. I like closing. I like doing the job. Again, I cannot be more grateful that I even have this position while I'm in school and that they're allowing me to do both. I could not be more grateful that I get to do what I do every single day, even when I complain about it, even when it's a pain, even when I gripe. But all besides the point, I'm really working on being more grateful, if you cannot tell. Update on my phone, since I know I talked about that last update. I'm really trying to be better about my screen time, but I really suck. I started setting up screen time limits. That should go off at 9:30 every day, but again, I work till 10, so then I'm like, oh, what happened when I was at work? And I do not touch my phone really when I'm at work, so then I'm like, ignore for 15 minutes. And then it turns into another 15 minutes of ignoring, and then sometimes I just shut it off for the rest of the day. Training to be a lot better about, because I really don't want to be addicted to my phone, and I'm really trying not to be. And that I've literally bought things to pick up hobbies, but I feel in any of my free time I'm on my phone, which is not a good habit. So I'm really trying to nip that in the butt, you know. But I'm 20, I can't expect too much. In other news, I'm almost 21. That's kind of cool. It's March right now. It's March 3rd. There's 9 days till my birthday. So yes, in 9 days, I'm gonna be 21. I actually don't know how this is going to invert. So I'm not even 21, 21, 30 ago. I don't know which way it's going to work, but I'm almost 21, which is exciting. I don't plan, this could change. I really don't want to sound like a hypocrite, but I don't plan on being a big drinker, really. Personal reasons, whatever. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. I really don't want to be a big drinker. That's just me. I think if I can get into the habit of appreciating like a cocktail or something every once in a while, I'll be a happy camper. I don't know. It's just another day for me, which this might sound so ridiculous to some people because I feel like sometimes I'm literally the most conceited person I know, which is not the greatest thing in the world to say out loud, but you know, self-love, hashtag. But to me, like, I've never really been, I don't want to say I haven't been a fan of my birthday. I usually look forward to it every year, but I don't like to talk about it leading up to it because, I don't know, I just don't like, this sounds so ridiculous. I don't like being the center of attention, which again sounds so ridiculous, especially if you know me. One of my favorite lines in a song is they try to take my confidence and they know I'm cocky, but I feel like it just, I don't know, it's just another day. I like having attention, but not from everyone. Like growing up, I would never like tell people, oh my gosh, it's almost my birthday. Almost because it's like, if you remember, good for you. And if you don't, you truly probably didn't care that much anyways, so why am I going to shove it in your face? Which that might really sound ridiculous coming from me, and some people might be like, oh, she's so just like BSing, like whatever. I look forward to it, but at the end of the day, it's just another day. I did take work off because I feel like I had to, but I might tell them that I can work actually. I don't really know. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's my 21st birthday. But my birthday's on a Wednesday this year. And if they put me on the schedule, great. And if they don't, they don't. But then it just kind of leaves me the ability to, I don't know, be somewhere exciting on my birthday, which Shaw's is not an exciting place. It is and it isn't. It depends on the day. I don't know. It's something to look forward to. There's a lot of fun things happening for me at the end of this month, which I'm so excited for. Because spring break obviously falls in March for most schools. At the end of my spring break, I'm going back to New Orleans, which I'm so excited. It's like one of my favorite cities in the whole entire world, and I went my senior year of high school, and now I'm going back for my 21st. My brother's coming this time, so it's going to be me, my mother, and my brother. And it's like the shortest trip ever. We're going literally for like 2 fullish days. But I'm so excited because it's like my favorite city. I'm gonna get beignets and then just be able to exist in one of the most gorgeous historical cities in the world, in my opinion. In the country. I don't want to say the world. That feels like a bit of a stretch. But I don't know. Regardless, I love it. I'm so excited to go back. And then at the very end of the month, I'm going to Arizona to visit my cousin who goes to school out there. And I'm so excited. This is going to be the 5th year in a row, I want to say, where I see her. Which, if you know anything about me and my family and like how we operate, like our trips and stuff, usually we go every other year. So it's just a blessing that like this will be my 5th year in a row seeing her. And I'm going to get to go to a new state, a new city, and just experience it and have a little bit more warmth in Arizona than I do here in New England. Regardless, I'm so excited to see her and spend the weekend with her and hopefully have no issues at all, no schoolwork to complete, no, you know, thoughts of work, my full-time job. March is going to be a really exciting month for me. I'm excited. And me and my brother have the same spring break, which is lovely because I like barely got to see him over winter break, it felt like, which also feels like a stretch. Probably barely get to see him over this break because he'll be out with his friends while I'm sitting around doing nothing, because me and my friends don't have the same spring breaks, and even if we did, they're all like traveling. Well, right now my car is getting, oh, my knee hurts. Ow, there we go. I wanted it to crack. Right now my car is being worked on because over winter break I got into a little bit of a fender bender. I was coming home from work, life happens, stuff happens, nothing you can do about it. But right now it's in the shop. So I have a rental car, which that's pretty interesting. I have a GMC Sienna, maybe? I don't know. A mini SUV. It's weird because the gear shift, I don't have an actual gear shift. It's like buttons and like, I don't know. Really weird. Still not used to it. Don't think I will be used to it. But I have Apple CarPlay, which is fun for me since I don't have that in my car. My Toyota Highlander, to be exact. I don't know how long I'm gonna have the rental for. Could be a week, could be 2 weeks, could be 3. We'll see. Another update is as it gets warmer, which I don't really even want to say that it's getting warmer because it was like 40 all last week, and this week these past 2 days it's been like back to 20. But it's supposed to warm up again, it looks like. I don't even know if you're gonna be able to see that. But these 2 days it says it's gonna be 52. Oh, and the next Wednesday it's gonna be 57? Damn. Oh, on my birthday. Didn't even realize. Lovely. Hopefully the warmth holds out and I can start going on runs again. It's also almost daylight savings time, so it'll be darker later. So hopefully I can start going on runs again, which is really just good for me and my mental and being on track and just having a better mood overall. So I don't even remember what I was talking about. I also recently discovered, I've kind of known, but it's just become more official now, that I have ADHD. But that's definitely been a learning curve and trying to deal with that and go about my day-to-day life. I did get medication for it. I'm not going to disclose what that is because I don't feel like everybody who watches, just again, like maybe even 10 friends and family. I know that I have like 17 subscribers or something like that, but I'm just not going to disclose that because I don't feel like I need to. It's been definitely a learning curve, and trying to remember to take that medication every single day and just keep my mind on track has been a pain, but I'm working on it and hopefully it gets easier with time. That's been something I've been dealing with and trying to figure out, and this, that, and the next. But going along with that, it's just been a struggle trying to focus on schoolwork for a long time now, and it's definitely helped me a lot, which I can say with like full confidence. Obviously there's still some kinks in how I operate, but I'm working on it, and now that I'm aware, it makes it a little easier for me to kind of, you know, notice these things and find things that help me just kind of focus and whatnot. A lot of times too, word vomiting like this kind of helps, because then it's like all of my thoughts that I have in my brain get put out to a video where I can put it out and gone, don't have to think about it, which is great because I'm a talker, and as much as I love all of my family and friends, I know that even when they do listen, they don't want to listen. I talk a lot. And I understand not everyone wants to listen to everything I have to say. I have a lot of thoughts throughout the day. I have a lot that I just like want to talk about. So this is really good, because even if nobody watches, I have an outlet. That's besides the point. I digress. Another thing I want to kind of talk about, where I'm at kind of mentally. A lot of times I get stuck in a rut because either I have an emotion that I don't like, or something happens and it kind of derails me from what I'm doing, and I don't know. Recently I've just been like, I've had like a few instances between work and personal and family, and it's just like kind of knocked me like off track. I don't really even know. In simple terms, I don't like having emotions. I really don't. The two emotions I feel like we should have are happy and nonchalant. Say what you will, agree, disagree, whatever you want to call it. So when I have another emotion, it kind of throws me for a loop, to say the least. Recently I've had quite a few extra emotions, which isn't fun for me at all. It's not fun for anybody when you have emotions you don't want to have, but to put it quite plain and quite simply, kind of just something I have to deal with, and I have to get over myself, and I know that, and it's like life happens, Sarah. Like, get over yourself. Like, it's not the end of the world. Life goes on, you move on, others move on, it gets going again. all is not lost. It's just been a little tough trying to navigate that all, I guess you can say, and sometimes I feel like I make rash decisions, and kind of what I feel in the moment, I put it all on the table. Put it all. Even if it's like not been a long-lasting feeling or a long-lasting emotion, I still kind of act on it, or just kind of like, you know, announce it. And sometimes I feel like I feel a certain way, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put it all on the table, and then I kind of regret it a little in reverse. I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Sometimes just acting isn't the best thing in the world, and it's kind of what I've been doing, just kind of acting on adrenaline, on a whim, on emotions that I don't like, so I want to get them away. So, you know, if I'm feeling a little sad about a situation, I'm going to do everything in my power to get myself out of feeling that sadness. So I kind of say things that I don't entirely always mean, or I might mean, but I still haven't fully comprehended them. I don't know if any of that makes sense. I'm not really trying to get too personal on this, but it's kind of been putting me into a little bit of a like I can't do this anymore kind of feeling. So I do things like that. I act on a whim, adrenaline. I don't know. It's kind of just always been what I do. I don't really know. To get a feeling out, to get an emotion out, to get a potential regret out, I just do kind of rash things, and I'm very aware of that. I never want to have regrets. I never want to be regretful, ungrateful, but I do things and I'm like, Sarah, you're such a flipping idiot. Why did you do that? You just ruined everything. Which feels, again, a little absurd to say, but it's the truth. It's the truth of how I feel, which there's no problem in that. But it does cause me to do a lot more thinking than I'd like to do. It does cause me to feel like a massive idiot. I've kind of always done these things. I really could care less about what people think of me, you know, if they feel the same way that I do, if they agree with me, if they don't agree with me. I'm just gonna put it all on the table. I feel like I'm a mostly open book. I'm not entirely an open book, but I feel like I'm mostly there. Most things, if you want to know about me, you can ask. I'll tell you. It's on the internet. It's out there. I put everything on the table, which isn't a bad thing, like I just said. Like I keep saying, but for me to act like that, like in my day-to-day, it kind of can cause some disruptions, and, you know, I'm not going to put up things that I don't want to put up with. So, you know, I will kind of just not. But at the same time, that's not always the smartest thing to do in the world, and I don't really know if what I'm saying makes sense at all. I am multitasking, which is really hard for me. So, sorry you guys. So I act on a whim, and I sometimes feel like that causes me to ruin things that were perfectly fine, and I make dumb decisions, which is all fine and good. I don't really know where I'm trying to go with this, but it's put me in a position that's kind of just like, I feel like I kind of messed up. And I'm really being so elusive and ridiculous, and this is probably not what any of you want to hear me talk about, and being very secretive, blah blah blah. Life goes on. I will prevail. I know this for a fact, but right now I just kind of want it all to go away. Emotions, feelings, blah 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 blah. Because I don't like having any of them. In other news, me and my friends were kind of talking. I don't even want to say we're really talking about it, but, you know, college ending, and I have no desire for it to ever end. I could keep doing my day-to-day right now for the rest of my life, which some people might think is a little crazy. Some people might think is completely normal way to feel. I just don't want the real world to start, because I feel like I've had such a touch of it. I don't want it to start. I know I'm gonna be fine. I know, I have 1,000,001 plans and backup plans, and if all else really fails, I know I have a career at Jaws. It's kind of caused a lot of stress in me, and I feel like sometimes I'm working towards a goal and I don't know what I want to do. The issue with having 1,000,001 options is it kind of opens you up and you don't know what you want to do, so you're working towards a goal that you don't have. I feel like right now the adult things that I'm doing are I work a full-time job, and I'm making calls, setting things up, setting up appointments, which all seems like very mundane and not even fully adult. I'm going to work and making calls and making appointments and calling my insurance, which for some people it doesn't feel like that much, but then I want to take time off of work and I can't because it's a full-time job, so I can't just take time off and I can't just call out whenever. And then I want my father to do everything for me, but he won't, so I'm the one calling the insurance, which I don't want to do because I don't know how to do that. I'm not the most eager to leave this place. I know I'm going to be fine. I have, again, 1,000,001 plans, and no matter what I do, I feel like I'm going to succeed, but it's all just very nerve-wracking to think about, and thinking about actually doing it, having like, I don't even want to say real bills because bills are bills and whatever, but like, paying for an apartment or a mortgage and heating and water and electricity and all that fun stuff. It's a very real thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do any of that. And then having to wake up and go to work and do the same thing every day. I think winter break really just kind of made that very clear to me, because I would go to work and I would spend an hour going to work and leaving work every single day, sometimes an hour and a half, and 5 days a week, and I felt like I had barely any free time for myself. My hours are kind of more sporadic and whatnot, and then I had the commute for work, but at the same time it's just kind of like I have to do that for the rest of my life. And yes, I didn't I don't have a traditional job in the sense of you get Saturday and Sunday off, but you don't have like, oh, your traditional 9 to 5 and every single day. Like some days I was closing, some days I was there at 7 a.m. so I had to leave my house at 6. It just kind of still put into perspective, like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to do this for the rest of my life. And maybe that's why I'm not as eager as other people, because I do work so much, and this time where I'm supposed to have the most free time and the most leeway in the world, I really don't, because I am confined by a job, and everything I do surrounds that job. When I hang out with my friends, when I do homework and whatnot. Again, I never want to sound ungrateful, because really I'm so grateful for everything that I've accomplished and everything that I have, and the fact that I'm even getting an education to be able to do real world stuff. When I turned 16, I became very hyper aware of the fact that I would have to drive every single day for the rest of my life, it felt like. And after driving around with friends so often, it got tiring, and I was like, oh, like, why did I do that? I have to do that every single day for the rest of my life. Now I'm fine. I can drive fine. I really don't care. I always offer. And maybe that's just the same case of what's happening right now. Like, why did I take a full-time job? Like, I'm gonna have to do this for the rest of my life, and then in 10 years I'll be fine. Like, why did I even complain? And like, some days I really don't want to be there, but some days it's like free therapy, talking to my coworkers and laughing with my friends at work, and some of the antics that just happen working at a grocery store, which for some people it's like, it cannot be that exciting. But when you're talking with your bosses and you're sharing funny stories and you're just like laughing, it makes it all worth it in the end. And I know that. Trying to do things one day at a time, really not trying to wish my time away. And I think that's also partially why, because I know I'm never gonna get this time back once it's gone. Although college may suck, everything sucks in its own way. College, high school, real world, everything sucks in its own, everything sucks in its own ways. Everything's great in its own ways. There's always going to be that dichotomy. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time, trying to soak it all in. And as much as I was saying, as much as college sucks, I'm never gonna have this time back once it's gone. So I'm really trying to enjoy being a junior in college, even though it makes me want to lose my mind when I'm doing things like searching for an internship and applying to like 50 million places and writing cover letters and having to explain to a million different places why I would love to work there and why I think I would be a good fit. This school's great because they make you do an internship, but it also sucks because they make you do an internship and you have to find it on your own. Because again, I'm an adult, I'm in the real world, and as much as I hate to admit it, it's just the way it is. Just like that song by Bruce Hornsby. This is a Shaw's radio, like, I swear, I don't want to say classic, but I hear it at least once a day at work, I swear. And then if you've ever seen the show Community, they like parody this song, and he thinks that he writes it as their school song. But I love this song. Like the song says, that's just the way it is, and that's just life, and you know, life goes on. Boo-hoo. Touch grass, you'll get over it, you'll be fine. All the things I tell myself all the time, and all the things I tell my friends and family all the time, I have to remind myself so constantly. So constantly. I'm like, Sarah, get over yourself. Like, life goes on. Like, get over it. Like, it'll be okay. You'll survive. Which I've gotten really good at doing all of that stuff and like really just rationalizing everything. I'm really good at, you know, rationalizing emotions and whatnot. This might be the end of my little life update and my little word vomit and, you know, putting everything on the table and trying to be more grateful and letting life play out the way it is playing out, and, you know, one day at a time, blah blah blah, all of the ridiculous isms and whatever. I think that's gonna be the end of this video. Hopefully it's an update and not as much of a word vomit. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna post it either way. As for all of my other videos that I know I have to edit and post, it's gonna come eventually. I'm not gonna let myself have like hours worth of footage just untouched, I swear. I swear. But that's gonna be it for this video. I hope it finds you well if you made it to the end. Thank you so much for just listening to me talk. TTYL, talk to you later. See y'all on the flip. Have a nice life.